Matt Ryan, the player Matt Ryan, talked about first day of training camp that you had 40 on the board, talking about getting that 40 number for three-point attempts. How much has that been an emphasis early in camp, getting those three-pointers up?
It's a big emphasis. In order to compete at a high level in this league, we have to have good shooting, take really good shots. We have to get our three-point attempts up, especially because we shot the three ball well last season. And then how we get those threes are important. So we shoot them at a high percentage. We want to get those attempts up, but now adding the ability to be able to drive into the paint, finish, get to the free throw line, kick it out to a teammate for a catch and shoot three.
Trey, what can you just tell us about how it occurred? How is he just like handling it mentally? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, tough news about Trey. He looked really good coming into camp. He was playing well, and so a bit of a setback. I'm not quite sure exactly how it happened, but he's disappointed. We're a little disappointed, but it's a part of the game. It's a part of it. We're grateful that it's not more, and then we'll just see how it goes from here.
Are you obviously it's terrible whenever there's any injuries, but the opportunity for some other guys to play more minutes maybe in preseason, you think that you have some guys that are going to look forward to having an opportunity?
For sure. We're going to miss Trey to, obviously probably start of the season, we're going to miss him some, and his ability to make shots, his length on defense, his rebounding ability. But to your point, it gives other guys an opportunity to step in and get after it. And we have to be a next man up mentality type of team because we know injuries are part of the game.
Go ahead, Jim.
I know for preseason you don't spend a lot of time scouting the opponent and that kind of thing, and that part of it's not that big of a part of the equation, but do you look forward to getting to play a team like Orlando and having that be like a test for the first couple games of preseason?
Yeah, we do. We're all the guys are coming in. We're having really good practices, highly competitive, and I'm sure come Monday they'll look forward to beating up on another team other than their teammates. So we're excited about that.
For whoever you start on Monday, do you have like a minutes range in mind or anything like that?
We're getting close to figuring that out, but more than likely it'll be 20 minutes and under, something like that. Yeah.
And will everyone play? Do you have an idea of how many guys you want to use Monday or anything like that?
We don't know yet. We're still getting a gauge for how guys feel. We'll know probably more tomorrow, and it's an early game Monday, so we won't have shoot around, things like that. So we'll probably know a little bit more tomorrow.
Do you think not having Trey will affect how much you'll go to that Zion at the 5 lineup early on, at least during preseason and stuff like that? Just because I know y'all talk about having wing length and having athleticism around him and not having Trey, how much does that kind of affect him?
Well, let me correct you. Zion is not a 5.
Right.
Let's make sure we take that out of our terminology. He can definitely become a really good screener and catch in the pocket, but we're still figuring it out. And there's going to be times, like I said, earlier in camp that we're going to go positions. That could be to start the game. That could be at some point throughout the course of the game. But we're probably going to play more of that than we have in the past.
What have you thought just this first week about DeJounte and CJ, together in that backcourt and those two guys playing with each other? Dangerous for other teams. Both of those guys are seasoned vets. They understand how to get to their spots offensively. They're playing off one another. Add BI to the mix, and Z, Herb, and Trey, and Tice. All of those guys, they're playing well together. And so we got to continue to work on it. This is adding DeJounte. This is his first time with this group, and so it looks good, but it'll be something that we just continue to work on and get better. These last 3 years, you've had, I don't want to say the luxury, but you've Herb. You just put him on the best perimeter guy every single night. How much this year have you thought about DeJounte could do that at times, and how to split that up between them or anything like that?
I think it's a luxury for us to have as a team, to have 2 wing defenders that are all defensive players. It's going to be fun to be able to mix up the matchups and figure out who we want DeJounte on, who we want Herb on. Those guys are talking, and they're setting the tone for our defense, and we want to be a high-level defensive team this season.
I know we talk a lot about point guard being an extension of the coach on the court. How much work have you been doing with DeJounte, kind of making sure y'all can see the game in the same way, that it's not so much having to communicate during games, kind of just being able to go out there and let it feel?
we're doing a lot of talking, and I love it. You know, he's open to communication. I'm open to communication. We're texting each other, and we want to get it right. Simple as that. No egos involved. You know, he's like a coach. I'm coaching. He's got to run the offense on the floor along with the rest of his teammates, and it'll be constant throughout the course of the year.
Thank you. How's the week been just in Nashville for you guys, and get to go up and down and go live?
No, it's been a great, productive week. You know, just filling out the guys. You know, new team for me. You know, just trying to build that chemistry up for this year. You know, figure out like style of plays that we want to play and how we want to play. This week is huge for us.
What can you just say about the process of deciding to sign with the Pelicans and kind of, you know, how you see yourself fitting in and add to this team this year?
No, it just felt good to be wanted. You know, having a call with Griffin, Coach Green. You know, just them expressing how much they would like me here, and then you know, just after the year I had last year, you know, just having to, you know, take a year off. And then finish the end of the year, and then just having to be wanted this year. It's a great feeling to be wanted. So, you know, I feel like it was a no-brainer.
For you, Karlo, what's kind of been the messaging from the coaching staff about what they want to see from you just to find a role with the team?
Well, just be confident, you know, every day, like be better than the day before. Like compete, get it out of the step, you know, like it's my first training camp, so, you know, like just learn a lot, you know, get well with the guys and pretty much, you know, get that chemistry in, and that's it. Compete pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Javonte, this Pelicans team was 6th in defense 2 years in a row. Just what did you see about what they did to defend at a high level, and what have you seen this week just from a defensive perspective?
I just feel like their concepts and their the way they talk to each other on the defensive end is very huge, and I feel like that goes a long way when you're playing defense. And plus, you got the head of the snake, Herb Jones, you know, orchestrating everything. And he's trying to teach everybody, you know, some things you can't teach, but trying to get everybody comfortable on the defensive end. And I feel like that's a major part.
How crazy is Herb defensively?
Insane. He made a play today, and I'm still, like, in shock, like, how did he make that play? So I'm going to ask him about it, and then I feel like I can rub off on him if we, you know, stay close, you know what I mean? You know, I'll pick up some of his tactics.
Javonte, you talked about how it was great that you were wanted here, but having the week that you've had here, what's it been like as far as it seems like the stuff that you do well, like your athleticism, your defense, the running the floor, it seems like that'll fit really well with the talent here and some of the stuff that they do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, me and Coach sat down, and he just told me just to play my game, you know, play at my strengths, and, you know what I'm saying, don't go out there and try to be somebody you're not. You know, I know what got me here, and I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses, and I feel like this Pelicans team will, you know, pick out the strengths rather than the weaknesses. Yeah.
We learned a lot during the first couple of days, just 5-out, create spacing and stuff like that. How much does that fit with the way you like to play the game?
Well, like I said before, like I've been working on those 3 points from the corner, you know, being in the dunker spot, you know, spread out like far. But I think that's what's gonna help for my game to improve. Pretty much that's it, right? Like get that corner 3, like practice it, work on it, and, you know, follow the cuts, follow Zion, CJ, BI, depends what they do, right? And read off of them, basically.
And having a vet guy like Daniel Tyson, how much you even kind of just communicate with him and kind of, you know, taking tips from him and stuff like that?
It definitely helps. European, you know, like been in this league for a while. You know, whatever I need, whatever like I see, I will ask him definitely, and he's like really good at responding. So I'll be around him, you know, whatever I need, questions on the court, off the court. I think he's really like helpful around that part. So.
Thank you, guys.
A lot of memories here. Downtown. I love this city, man. My goodness.
What's the go-to spot on Broadway?
On Broadway, actually, I just visited 1230 Club a couple nights ago, and Jason Aldean's though. That's the spot. That's always the spot.
So, just how's the offense looking early on? The kind of different look, doing more 5-out stuff like that.
Yeah.
How's it looking so far?
A lot of space, man. A lot of space. We basically have 5 guards out there. Z is a hybrid type of player that is positionless, but with 5 guards out there, there's a lot of space. I think we're going to be very tough to guard. We've seen it with a couple teams that have had this style. They've had a lot of success in recent years, but the biggest thing for that unit specifically is going to be defensive rebounding. You know, we're going to have to, you know, gang rebound. Everybody's going to have to hit their man. Whoever can go get it, just go get it. And then the beauty of it is whoever gets it can push it. With those 5 guys, it's pick your poison, who's pushing it, who's spacing, what action we can get into right away. So it's going to be tough to guard, especially when we start clicking. It might not be beautiful right away, but it has a lot of potential.
And I guess when you are throwing out those lineups, you hit on a little bit, but how important is just getting out transition, turning teams over and getting easy points and things like that.
Yeah, with the defense, when you talk about DeJounte and Herb kind of anchoring that defense up top, what can happen is they get a lot of steals, deflections, they can cause mayhem. That can help Z and BI get out in transition. Then you have CJ McCollum filling whatever gap for a catch and shoot 3. So defense is going to be, a priority for that unit specifically. It's going to have to be a team effort. Everybody's going to have to be locked in, have clean switches, clean box outs, trying to limit fouls. There's going to be mismatches here and there, but just having each other's back with that unit specifically, if they can get out and run, it's going to be pretty.
What's the experience of just playing with DeJounte a little bit this week been like, and seeing his game up close?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen his game for years now. I think he's going into year 7 or 8, so I've been watching him for years. Super dynamic, super skilled, but what he brings to this team is a level of competitiveness and kind of edge at that point guard position that's going to be huge for us. That's like a spear for a Warrior. So if he can get out there and lead us on that side of the floor, kind of run the show on offense as well. I mean, we're asking him to play his game. We're not asking him to do anything different. Obviously, he's going to have to fit into, playing with Z, playing with BI. That's different than what he's been accustomed to. But, outside of just doing that, just be himself, and he's going to be just fine.
And where are things with you right now? Just kind of having a year under your belt with these guys, just more comfort, just more familiarity with the coaching staff and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of guys competing right now for bench minutes. We're deep again. We were deep last year. We have a plethora of guards and wings ready to go at a moment's notice. So, honestly, for all of us coming off the bench, especially like me, Hawk, Jose, when Trey gets back, we've been here. So we know what we're asked to do when we get in there, and it's space the court for the playmakers, play defense, grab some rebounds, and help make their life easier. So, for me, I'm ready to go whenever, man. I know what my role is. I know how to fit in with star players, so that won't be an issue.
What did you focus on during the offseason? What are some of the things that you try to do to get ready?
I mean, honestly, I saw Trey Young say something the other day in his media day about how his offseason has been about staying healthy, doing the little things for his body to make sure that he's healthy all summer so he can get good work in the weight room, feel great going into the season, and be able to sustain that all year. That's what I focused on. Obviously, I had my elbow thing last year, which was kind of out of my control. I had to get a scope, and so I couldn't really help that. But doing the little things this summer, eating great, staying in shape, getting my workouts in, getting sleep, doing all the little things to make sure that I'm ready to go once the season starts. But at the same time, I was working my ass off. I was running, I was shooting, I swim, I run. I'm in the gym, I'm in the weight room. That's never a question. So I worked on everything. To answer your question, I worked on everything.
Swimming is a little part of it for you?
Oh, I love swimming. Yeah, you can ask J-Mac too. Right here, we go swimming at the Ochsner Health. We get in there and do our laps. I do 4 breaststroke, 4 free, and I just do that until I get tired. It's usually around 40 to 60 laps around there, and it's under an hour in the pool. But it's a hell of a workout, man. You feel great afterwards. I don't know if you guys do any swimming, but highly recommend it.
And I know Coach talked a lot last year about getting more three-pointers up. I know 40 was the number he brought up last year.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's an even bigger emphasis now with y'all playing these smaller lineups, getting a lot of three-pointers up?
Yeah, absolutely. That number was on the board first day of training camp. Let's get 43s up a game. I think it's very manageable for the lineups that we're going to have out there. We're going to have so much shooting, so much guard play and wing play that we'll be able to do that. Especially if we can get out in transition, which comes back to the defense. Can we get stops? Can we get out? Can we get easy threes? Can we limit the amount of threes that have to come late shot clock, off the dribble, contested? Can we get easy ones? Can Z create easy ones? Can BI? Can DeJounte? Can they create easy catch and shoots for CJ, for myself, for Hawk, for Trey? And then we'll hit 40. That number wasn't something we focused on at the beginning of last year. It was kind of something we focused on once we had lineups out there that played kind of to that strength. And then we saw the threes started rolling for us at a certain point last year. I think if we can focus on that early on, we'll kind of hit that stride offensively sooner.
And you see that focus specifically with BI a lot more during this training camp, just kind of decreasing the mid-ranges and increasing the three-pointers a little bit?
Listen, Bi is going to do Bi. I have honestly seen just the limited amount of time that we've been playing. He's been getting more catch and shoot threes. I don't know if that has to do with the lineup we have out there. I don't know if that has to do with the mentality, but from what we've seen and from what I've seen, he's getting more catch and shoot threes. Every time he shoots a three, I'm yelling, shoot more threes. So, it's something that, he can do. He's a more than capable three-point shooter. But again, if we can get him some easy looks with DeJounte, with Z, that encourages him like, oh man, I'm open, I can line this thing up. It doesn't always have to be a difficult three. And I think that would help him get up more attempts a game. And, we should see that.